All right, we're live. What the hell's going on? All right. For the train wreck number 108, I'm going to tell you a funny story. I got an email this morning from a kid who was, I think he said he was 18. And let me just get the emails. I'll read it. Where is it? Where are you? This is the guy that I wanted to have a chat with. We'll see if he calls in tonight. See if he calls in. All right, we're just going to give him, we'll just call him Bryce. We're not going to say his full name. Sends me an email out of the blue that says, F, I need money, in capital letters. Can I work with you? I'm so-and-so, a 16-year-old. He's 16. Ready to be unstoppable. What I'm saying is I can wipe your ass for free to get experience. I've had a lot of weird ass stuff show up in my emails. This one had to top it off. I said to him, show me that you can do 30 push-ups and 10 chin-ups. He sends me a video of him doing 30 push-ups and 10 chin-ups. I said, good, you can call in tonight on Before the Train Wreck. Sorry, I said, call in tonight on BTT. Starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. He replies with, what's BTT? Dude has not been watching my stuff long enough. Before you guys watch one thing, two things, three things, or four, then you come on and you're like, help me solve this problem. I've got over 107 episodes on the Before the Train Wreck series. It's a series dedicated to helping guys not make train wrecks out of their life. So I tip my hat to that young man because he did do the work. He didn't do them straight. There was a lot of struggling, but it's a start. And he thanked me for that. Come correct and ready to go. Yes, yes, yes. All right. A little bit of housekeeping, guys. Head on over to YouTube for me. And so if you're watching this on the Facebooks or the Twitters of the world, just click that link I dropped. Come over to YouTube, hit the like button. Helps me out with the algorithms. And we shall get started. Moff's in the house. We got Rollo, Edward Taylor. What's up, guys? Conk. All right. So the other week I did a community post and I asked you guys to provide some topics for me to cover on a future episode. And dude said, got almost 300 responses. So let's sort by popularity. Top comment. Dealing with a feminist in the workplace was one of the ones right at the top. Where was that top comment? Oh, it's not organizing it. It's not organizing it. Red flags in men, things that make men weak and how to fix them. All right, so I narrowed it down for you. The big ones, the main ones, the ones that are going to have impact and difference in your life. And yes, I will be taking calls in tonight. There's always an opportunity for Q&A once I'm done my little soapbox rant. So I picked 6 things. I could have gone with 4 or 5, but I wanted to expand a little bit more. Honestly, I could go right to 60, but we'll keep it at 6. I will be dropping the call-in link when I'm done my little soapbox rant. Take me like 20 minutes, and then you guys can hop in on and start asking questions. Guys, my favorite is when the call-ins are from somebody that actually has a good topic that's useful, has reach, all of those things. I want to see more of those coming in. I also like talking to the guys that are like, hey, man, I disagree with your solution to this problem. Here's what I think should be done. Come on, let's talk about that too. Don't DM me your nonsense and your big fucking long stories. Come on the show. It's open to everyone, men, women, young, old. Let's do this. All right. So let's deal with endocrine disruptors first. We're going to talk about, the topic that he wanted me to call it was red flags in men, but more specifically, it's what makes men weak, poor, and unattractive. Just push the coffee press down. I found a new use for coffee presses in the evening. You can use them for teas. All right. Anyway, weak, poor, and unattractive. These poor fellas. So endocrine disruptors. Now, I have a Playing to Win episode, which I'm going to link for you. Let me just dig it up. Dr. Anthony J. Oh, wow. I got an email from him not too long ago thanking me for this episode, which I'm going to drop because he's had a lot of consults out of it. And he's helping out a lot of people. This guy's fucking solid. I don't want you to watch this video right now. I want you to watch this after or later. Just, save it to watch later, but watch this later. So this is a collab I did with Dr. Anthony J. He wrote a book called Estrogeneration. And he's got a website. Let me share the screen because there's a few things here I want to cover. Boom, boom, boom. Okay. Let's go here for a second. So he wrote this book called Estrogeneration. The subtitle of the book is Why You're Sick, Fat, and Infertile, or something like that. Or basically, the entire concept of the book is there's these environmental estrogens which get into a man's body and makes them weak, basically beta-ass shit. And it's a big problem. It's, in my opinion, one of the greatest contributors to the weakening of men today. Is this very book that we got from Dr. Anthony J, breaking it all down for us. Where's this thing here? Anyway, so this is the video over here. We had a huge long talk, went through everything. Oh, we're gonna, damn commercials running on. Anyway, watch it later. I've already dropped the link for you. I want you guys to watch later. So this is right off of his website. Updated list of estrogenic substances. Top 10 of the daily estrogenics from his book, Estrogeneration. Again, read it for yourself if you really want to get into it. Phytoestrogens, plant estrogens, which main exposure comes from flax, soy, lavender, and cannabis smoke. I did ask him about cannabis vaping when I had him on for the interview, and he said, that's not estrogenic, cannabis smoke. So if you're combusting your herb, it's estrogenic. If you're vaping it, you're okay. But plant estrogens, specifically flax, I used to put flaxseed oil in my shakes because it's a healthy fat. Not anymore. Haven't done that since I talked to Dr. Anthony J. Soy. There's a lot of arguments out there between people on, especially, it's like the vegans versus everybody else sort of thing. It's like, soy is not bad for you. Yes, it is. So conclusively, it is bad for men. If you want to argue with somebody, go read his book, and then you send him a letter and you argue with him. Conclusively, it's bad for men. It is estrogenic in the male body. There is no question about that. Lavender. Lavender is a wonderfully fragrant flower. It smells great, but it's estrogenic. There's a lot of toiletry products. Women use it a lot of the time in like oils. It's infused into candles a lot of the time. So like the scent. So you have to be careful with lavender if you're a dude. So those are the main ones here. Again, read the book if you want to get, deep in the details, but this is like, the surface level stuff, which will be very, very important. Mycoestrogens. So funguses can be estrogenic, but the main source he concluded in the book came from grains. Okay. So don't buy cheap ass shitty food because it could have one of the greatest sources of estrogenic compounds in the food system comes from fast food, because they have to have this system down. It's a science. We have to move this shit out the door all day long and feed people for cheap. And unfortunately, a byproduct of that is a lot of it is estrogenic. Atrazine is a herbicide. It is very estrogenic. It's been used in the US for a long time. There's some states where it's banned. It's banned in Canada and throughout most of Europe. But if you're an American, you got to watch where you're getting your food from. Atrazine is a very powerful herbicide. Also, they also put it in the shit where you spray your weeds, between your stones and your bricks and all that. And it kills them. It's very, very effective, but it's estrogenic in the human body. So you get it on your skin. You have kids playing around it. You're going to have all kinds of problems, right? So be careful with that kind of shit with atrazine. I'm going to butcher some of the pronunciations of these. Tricholis, whatever the hell. Soap estrogens. Let's just move on to what it is. Soap estrogens. One of the big reasons why I've been such a huge supporter of the tactical soap, okay, which is Grondike Soap Company's product, is it's a handmade natural pheromone soap. The ingredients, where did the damn ingredients side? Here it is. Vegetable oil blend, which is olive and organic sustainable plant oils, coconut oil and shea butter, water, sodium hydroxide, beer. This is beer scented? Oh yeah, this is the beer one. Orange oil, androstenedione. That's it. Nothing else, just the pheromones. Now, I challenge you to go grab your bar of, I don't know, what's a popular brand? Irish Spring or something, Dove, Men's Friendly, whatever. Just grab it and take a look at the side of it. You're going to see all kinds of chemicals on there, but you're going to want to look for ones that sound like benzophene or anything with phene at the end of it. Hang on, I got to put this back up on the screen. Sorry. Let's make this a little bit bigger. I didn't realize I minimized that to show. Okay, let's slide this over here. Okay, that should work for you. Anyway, so anything that you see with benzo, phene, anything ending in phene, anything ending in xylidine, these are the problems, okay? You're going to get these a lot. There's another one. I picked up some sunscreen the other day. I know we cover sunscreen, so I'll save that for that one next too. But you got to be careful with toiletries. Cheap shampoos, cheap conditioners, skin gels, fragrances, you know, even the expensive ones. You know, you watch these fragrance channels and these dudes are like, oh, you got to spray this on and it smells like musk and raccoon and bear piss all mixed together and you're going to get ladies throwing them. So it's all fucking chemicals, man. And they're mostly estrogenic. You don't need a $300 bottle of a fragrance to get girls. Trust me. Trust me. Okay. Pay attention here, man. Red number 40 is a artificial red food coloring. You'll find it in any of these energy drinks that you see in the gas stations that are of a red color. Any food that you see with red coloring, you see red cake, you know, like red velvet cheesecake or some shit like that. That's got red number 40 in it. That's estrogenic in the male body. Parabens, which is the fragrance estrogenic, which I was talking about a little bit earlier. All those cheap shit fucking sprays that you put on your body and you see guys doing this stuff and, you know, they have like a wall of 800 women coming at them and the dude's doing this. That is estrogenic. Marketers are great. They're going to sell you on this crap, but it's estrogenic. You don't need any of that crap. Phthalates, plastic additive estrogenic. So any food or beverage packaged in plastic is estrogenic. You cannot even rely on BPA. Sorry, it's saying BPA free because even packaging that says BPA free might be BPA free in the cap, but the bottle itself has BPA or vice versa. And even then, when it's labeled BPA free, don't trust it. You should be drinking fluids out of, like, use a water container that's refillable, either glass or metal, but not plastic. Even if it says BPA free, stay away from that shit. And EE2, which is birth control. A lot of you guys don't know this, but they cannot filter hormones from sewage water. There's a lot of women that are on birth control and have been for a long time. They drink their fluids all day long, their coffees, their teas, and their waters, and they go to the bathroom. They have a little whiz. All of that urine that gets into the septic systems, they get out particles. They get out the crap, the toilet paper, everything else you flush down the toilet. But hormones cannot be removed by the water filtration plants. Okay. So birth control ends up in the drinking water. If you're drinking tap water that's unfiltered, you're estrogenic. I guarantee it. That's why you see so many dudes walking around today with female breast tissue. There's actually men getting breast cancer today. Just think about that. Marinate on that for a second, all right? Let's go down here. I'm going to rip through this so we're not on this too long tonight. This little chart here, I'm going to grab this page. You guys can open up another window and watch along if you want with it, or just reference it for later. So we covered the top 10 estrogens, which I just went through. Anyway, you guys can take a look at all this. It's a really, really useful website. The other one that I didn't cover in here as well is sunscreens. Do not use anything with oxybenzone. Basically, anything that you see on packaging that's got benzone or zone on it or something like that, it's generally speaking probably going to be estrogenic, right? So you want to use zinc-based sunscreen only. Sometimes they cost a little bit more, but hey, if you give a fuck, you're going to pay attention to that. If you're not, have fun. Doesn't matter to me. All right. Let me catch up on some of these super chats, see what's going on over here in the conversation before I miss out on it. KO. Bought your audiobook, learned that a woman moaning is a call for other males to come mate with her. You will learn that and many other things in my book. I'm glad you enjoyed it, man. Make sure you leave a review on Amazon for me, too. Contribution to the show, along with Rolos, love your mature approach to teaching men. To men out there, get your squat to 315 by 5 baseline strength. Yeah, you know what? As far as baseline strength for a guy, again, I'm going to be 50 soon, and I've been doing this, physical training probably since I was about 13 or 14. And I can tell you, since I was about 15 up to today's age, I can probably do 30 push-ups, 10 chin-ups in a row. I don't have to stop. I can lift very heavy weight. And as a result, I have a body that reflects those masculine virtues. I mean, one of the first things that I do when I look at somebody is I judge them right away. You all do. So don't even come at me. You can't judge people based on their appearance. You all do it. I do it. You do it. You look at somebody and you're like, what the hell did you do to yourself, man? Like, why do you look like that? You may not say that. Of course, you're not going to say that, but you're thinking that in your head. You don't think women don't think that? Of course they think that. Come on. A. Williams, a little $5 super chat there. Thanks, brother. Always got a follow-up one to that. Love your work. Just want to say thanks. Putting in the work. Thanks, man. Appreciate that. Chris in the comments saying tactical soap is the best stuff I've ever used. It's good shit, guys. I'm not kidding. I mean, yeah, it costs more money, but I've been using it since, Scott started sponsoring me about 2 years ago. I've been using it for about 2 years straight. I mean, I get a care package every few months, a little bit of beard oil. I don't have the beard oils up here, but I use the beard oil consistently. They've got these pheromone sticks, which just touches up. And of course, the soaps. They're all amazing, all natural. They don't disrupt your endocrine system. Yeah, you cost so much money. He's a soap oil salesman. Meh, 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 meh. Shut up. Problem is you probably got low T and high E. That's why you're complaining. All right. Let's see what we got here. Yeah, deodorants. He's also pointing out a lot of deodorants contain aluminum. It's not deodorants, actually. It's antiperspirants that contain the product aluminum, which is bad. You don't go putting metal in your fucking pores that are designed to allow liquids to leave your body to cool you down. Okay? Don't be buying antiperspirants. You need to perspire. If you have to sweat, sweat. DigiNomad. Rich does reverse osmosis filter. Yes, sorry, I should have mentioned for water filtration. Get the 5-step water filtration system. I think it's the reverse osmosis one. And you need a carbon filter in that. You know that it's that black ass filter. It's like usually a big cylinder, and it's like just chunks of carbon, and that grabs hormones. They also have like water bottles now that have carbon filters that drop into them. So if you want to fill up your water in a lake or a river, if you're on a hike or something like that, like you can filter your water that way. It's the same product. Something that you can use with your tap water too. So don't overlook that shit. Okay. Let me close that. Go back here. Got my talking points. Combat sports. All right. I saw Chris posted earlier that he just got back from the dojo before we started the show. And he's like, you have to do. Hey, Chris, I'm going to drop the link. Why don't you join me and tell people why it helps? Copy. I can't send it to you directly, so I'm just going to drop it in the chat here. But just Chris only. Hop on with me. You guys can use that same link later if you want. But I just want him to join in, talk to me about this dojo stuff. I'll get started though, because I've been doing this 2 years now. 2 years now. I've been going to the dojo. Stop screen. And I dedicated a chapter in my book to that topic. because I think it's important. It's really, really
For my
important.
book,
What's up, brother?
that topic.
Hold on, I'm trying to.
Feedback.
Am I on?
How you doing, man?
Mute the other one. What's up, man? Well, I wasn't camera ready tonight. You can see the beard's a little disheveled. I had to throw a fucking hat. No, because like these.
Have you seen half the guys that call in my show?
Goddamn YouTube commenters.
Have you seen half the guys calling in my
what's
show?
His name? Me and Devin, the guy's called in a couple of times. Guy out in
Which
San
one?
Diego. We were talking in Rollo's chat yesterday. He's like, "Oh, like, did you make the mistake of going in the YouTube comments?" I was like, "Yep." He's like, "Oh, you only do it once, right?" I'm like, "Yep." Leave that shit alone, man.
Big waste of time, dude. So tell me, Dojo, how did it affect your life? How did it change your life?
Oh, man. I mean, I've been in and out of it over probably the last 10 or 11 years. So I really started my senior year of high school. I got involved, like I fell victim to some guy really like peddling stuff, and he was teaching stuff out of a book. And then I got involved with like a real master and a guy that was teaching really great stuff. But
what do you train in? Like, what do you do?
So I do a little bit of jiu-jitsu. The place that I go to in New York is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu affiliate. So they teach, it is top tier. It is, the
Jiu-Jitsu's rolling, right?
Yeah, it's either gi or no gi. What's really surprising about that is, especially if you talk to like law enforcement officers and guys that are in the field, a lot of guys think that the right way to go is, well, I'm just going to do no gi and get shorts and a t-shirt because that's how most people, like, I'm going to get into, am I going to get into a fight, or if I'm going to scrap with somebody. But the things that you learn with a gi are, you learn how to grab stuff. You learn how to grab clothes. You learn how to, you could choke somebody out using their t-shirt. If you know the right place to do it and know the right leverage points. So,
and most guys can't do that. Like, in your estimation, what percentage of the male population do you think could, if the need should be called upon them to be lethal, actually defend themselves and somebody that they might be with?
Less than 10. I'd say between 5 and 7, if not less.
Fucking, it's small, right? So guys, like,
how big the sport is now and how popular. There's jiu-jitsu gyms all over the place, and still,
guys,
yeah,
like, when I talk about learning combat sports, and pick something, boxing, Krav Maga, jiu-jitsu, I don't care, karate, like whatever it is that you like, pick something and just go do it. Because as he just stated, and I'd estimate it's probably about the same, probably about 90% of the population doesn't know how to fight. Okay.
Yeah, you've got no idea what they're doing.
They'll talk about it, but they don't know how to actually fight and be lethal. And guess what? You have an air of confidence around you when you know you can fuck somebody up.
Right.
Okay. You may not win, but at least you're gonna like go down fighting, right?
Yeah, 100%. It's just even when I see guys coming into the gym for the first time, I've been going to the same place since I've been in New York, about 6 years, and so I'm a guy that they put me with a lot of the new guys, and I'm a pretty good.
Are there any losers in dojos?
What's that?
Are there any losers in dojos?
There are some.
But what happens to them over time?
They get carved out of wood, man. If they put in the work, if they stick around. And the thing is, too, like, it's humbling. That's the biggest thing. It's super humbling.
That's my point. There's no losers in dojos on a long-term basis. They either leave and they quit, or they do the work and they level up. It's impossible for you to surround yourself with low-tier, low-value men. Because by definition, if you're moving your ass from your house to a dojo to learn how to be an effective combat striker, guess what? Other guys are motivated too. And then you just kind of like level yourselves up, right?
And it's a great environment for guys.
Awesome.
No one's there to laugh at you. No one is there to judge. There's even places where a guy like Fitch would go and train. Those guys are legit looking out for each other, because it's, I never understood guys that would, even at the gyms, like, you're making fun of the guy who's in there and he's overweight. Like, he's in the fucking game, man.
Yeah,
like, he's at least there putting in the work.
The game.
That deserves a pat on the back. But yeah, so I've always had positive experiences, even with high level guys. And it's one of those things too, especially in jiu-jitsu, where you can go really hard, but the injury chance is super, super low. Because it's just, it's called the gentle art for a reason. I think every guy, I was talking to Chad about this, Chad I'm not going to say his name, but he's a guy in the community, but super high level in like 3 different disciplines. I think he has like 3 or 4 different black belts. The guy's is a stone cold killer. And it's, you got to learn some sort of stand up. You got to learn some sort of ground. You just got to do
You got
it.
to learn striking too. Like you got to learn how
Have to learn
throw.
striking because, man, if you don't
What do you
know
use for
how to throw
striking?
a
Kickboxing,
punch,
boxing? What do you use?
I do a little bit of mostly mine's like Dutch style kickboxing. So
I do boxing, man. I
combination
love
of
fucking
both.
throwing punches.
Yeah, it's a combination with a little bit of
Like the
both. We do a
focus
lot of
pads.
like, partner drills. So we do like the
Crazy.
focus mitts and stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
so that's always a lot of fun. And then we put shin pads on and kind of go nuts and do a little bit of sparring for the higher level guys. But what it
Yeah.
also does is it really helps you hone in on learning your body and how it moves and how to control yourself. And you can really pick out the beginners from the guys that know what they're doing. Guys are like super like really gripping tight and they're like just really stoned, and guys don't know how to throw a punch and they're like angling their wrists like this. I mean, it's super, super easy to see who knows what they're doing and who they're not. And the confidence thing is huge. And you can always tell the most part. I always say this. I think it's such a funny thing about Fitch because he's one of the most soft-spoken guys on the entire Rule Zero panel, if not the most. And he's a guy that could literally kill a man with his bare hands in under 10 seconds.
Probably, yeah.
Right? But it's, when you see these guys in the street, oh, like, what the fuck, man? Like, let's go. Let's, what's up? Like, those are the guys that don't want to fight. It's the guys.
Yeah, I mean, when you see the guys with the cauliflower ears, you know that you got somebody that's at least taking beatings and probably,
go the other way. If you see that, turn the other way.
All right, so that's combat sports. I'm going to hop on to the last 3 or 4 I got left over, but I'll see you later. Okay, bro?
Yeah, man. You got it.
All right, thanks for hopping on, man.
Of course.
See ya. And if you guys don't know, Moff has a show that he does on the Stereo app. Just search for Moff, Moff. I've hopped in once before. I think lately he's been breaking down some of the chapters in my book. General Veers, $25 super chat says, "Hey, I'm a retired 47-year-old retired Army, 4,800 a month income with no debts or children. I'm working on my body, lost 50 pounds in 6 months. Never been in LTR, thinking about trying to find one. Hopeless." No, dude. You're probably a weapon. I mean, you're a weapon in the sense that you've never been married, don't have any kids, no debt. If you're a good-looking dude and you know how to run game, you're probably pretty high on the tier on the sexual marketplace. Call in on the show tonight if you want. I'll have the link dropped shortly if you got anything that you're questioning. KO Serg, what's your opinion on the Art of Seduction book? It's a good book. I'd definitely recommend reading it. It's on my recommended reading list, in fact, and I have gone through it. So yes, it's good. Chicago Midwest Brotherhood says, "Switch my deodorant after I saw a previous video of yours pointing out estrogenic products like Axe. What would you recommend previously anorexic male to build upper body strength? Should I go to the gym or do home workouts?" Dude, just don't ask questions. Just do. Just begin. I don't care if you do 20 push-ups a day, 20 push-ups every hour. I don't care if you walk 20 miles, run 20 miles. I don't care if you go to the gym for 2 hours. Just do. Like that kid, like I mentioned at the start of the show, I didn't think he was going to do it. He actually did it. So again, I tip my hat to him. He just fucking did it. And he thanked me for him. Right. Just begin. Everything's been closed here since January, really. And even prior to that, gyms really weren't open. I've still managed to find a guy to train me one-on-one. And I've been doing it privately for the last 6 months. So, you just figure it out. You just figure out whatever it is that you need to do. I don't care the gym's fucking closed. I don't care that I don't have the ability to go there. I still have my gym in the basement. I got a squat rack. I got about 350 pounds worth of weights, dumbbells. I got bands. The bands are really good too. Check out band workouts. Look up, shout out to Dr. I can't pronounce his last name. It's Joaquim or something like that, but it's like X3 is the product name for like the rubber bands. So you can check that out. But definitely have a look at that. All right, so let's move on here. Talk combat sports. It wasn't real quick, but let's move through the last ones. Feminization of media is widespread. You have to remove that from your consumption. What I'll do if I want to have like a chill out night, I'm going to turn on, like a streaming service. Something might look good. I'll give it a 5-10 minute sniff test. If in those first 5 or 10 minutes I see some feminized crap, I know the rest of the movie is going to suck, right? Now, when I say feminized crap, what can I give you an example of? Like just something that's not a conventional norm throughout history. Like, I don't know. some white woman running a Chinese army in, you know, the 1300s, you know, or something like that. It's like, you know, with purple hair, short purple hair or something like that. It's like, okay, that never happened. This movie's going to suck. Remove. Don't watch the news. There's absolutely nothing positive in news. There's nothing that's going to help you improve masculine virtues. It's crap. Okay. Stop watching the news and cancel your cable. I haven't had cable in over 11 years now. I haven't watched cable in freaking ages. The only time I ever see cable is if I'm in a building that has a TV screen, you know, with a whole cable news thing running. That's it. Or I'm over at somebody else's house. And even then, I don't even like to watch cable. Period. Just get rid of that shit. Any narrative that's going to reinforce the pussification of the Western male. Okay. Anything that's disparaging. Anything that's, you know, oh, you're an idiot. You don't know how to do anything. You know, you don't know how to fix this. You don't know how to do that. You see it a lot in advertisements. You hear it on the radio. I mean, like I'll still hear it on the radio to the day where it's like there's a bumbling idiot of a father in the household and they're selling some products and they do it at the expense of men. You saw it with that campaign last year or whatever it was, year and a half ago, the Gillette commercial where they were trying to purport that masculinity is toxic. Come on, get lost. Masculinity is not toxic when there's a war on. Masculinity is not toxic when there's a building burning down and there's firefighters running into the building with 100 pounds of gear on their back to save people. Sure ain't toxic then, right? Then it's useful. Any other time, it's toxic. So you got to watch that shit. And tell people, like, you know what? I don't want to hear this. I'm not interested. You walk away and you disengage from the conversation. Somebody tries selling you some bullshit narrative that you know is, you know, reinforcing the pussification. Just walk away from it. They want to know why? Tell them, fine, but walk away from it. It's not an argument. You're not going to have a debate about it. You're just done. That's it. What else are we going to talk about here real quick before we go? Here, actually, let me grab the link so you guys can join in. So if you guys have a question tonight, or you think you have a better solution to something I've talked about, join in and ask a question. You may join me. Open everybody, okay? Copy so I can spam that later. Chat. Straightforward stuff when it comes to mastering a masculine physique. I haven't touched on this yet, but 2/3 of the North American population is fat. Okay. It's not healthy. Okay. Set aside the optics of it, of like, there's no women that chase chubby guys. There's chubby chasing men, you know, there's men that will chubby chase women, but there's no chubby chasing women that go after fat guys. It just doesn't exist. Set all of that aside, the optics of, you know, attraction. It's not healthy. Generally, like, fat people have breast tissue, men as well. It's why you see these guys with female breast tissue. It's not healthy. It's high estrogen, low T. The ideal ratio on the male body, I covered this in one of the chapters of my book, is 1.62. The golden ratio between shoulders, look at the camera, between shoulders and waist should be 1.62. Figure out how to make that work. Pick up heavy shit, put it down, broaden your shoulders. Don't be a fat bastard. Have a narrow waist. Abs are made in the kitchen. It's straightforward. Move more, eat better. I'm not going to spell it out and put a fucking program together. Just get it done. And basic competency skills. So again, if you guys have questions, hop into tonight's show. Basic competency skills. As a guy, you should have competency skills that would let you do basic stuff. Hang a picture. Do you know how to paint a wall if you fuck it up? You know, something happens to it, it needs to get fixed. Are you going to hire a painter to come and do it, or can you do one wall yourself? This wall behind me over here, I don't know if you guys remember, but I had these metal plates. This is about a year and a half ago that I stuck up on the wall, but they were the worst mounting product ever. And taking them off basically ripped not just the paint off the wall, but literally drywall. I had to fix that damn thing. Basic competency skills. Okay. I'm not going to pick up the phone and call a painter to do one fucking wall. I'll get a painter to do my house. A wall I should be able to take care of myself. Get a flat tire on the side of the road in the middle of nowhere. Can you fix it? Can you put on the spare and at least get it, get a move on if there's no cell service? Or are you just going to sit there at the side of the road like a Muppet? Can you solve basic problems, right? Becoming a problem solver. I've said this before, but one of the most important skills, guys always go, I want to be an entrepreneur. I want to, make $1 million. I want to make millions. Da, 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 da. Can you solve problems? Can you solve fucking problems? For a starter, can you solve your reproductive problems? How do I get the girls? If you can't solve that problem, and by the way, that problem solves itself when you're chasing excellence, putting a dent in the universe, and fucking doing something of some importance in your life. What are women like? Successful men. Be a successful man. Not for women, but for yourself. Women are the byproduct of the success. Yo. All right, we got some guys in the waiting area. If you're waiting to hop on and ask a question, there's a private chat there. Just tell me what it is you want to talk about, just so I have an idea, so I can help sort through them quickly. Switch my deodorant. Let me get these super chats real quick before I take the callers. Caesar said, I would appreciate if you can make video on how to accept your face and own it. I got to make a video on how to accept your face and own it. What do I make a video on that for? Just accept it. It's your face. You're born with it. What are you going to do? Okay, look, I know I've seen, guys talk about doing like jaw reconstruction because they want more of an alpha Chad, chiseled jawline or whatever. They get plugs in their head or some shit like that. Fine. Do what you got to do. I don't care. What are you going to do to change that, right? Not much. Not much. I can't do much about what I got here. I can't do much about my eyesight. I can get clear lens replacement surgery. Yeah, okay, that's perhaps on the horizon. Till then, I'm going to wear the glasses, right? What am I going to do with the beard? The beard looks sharp, right? I still have access to my barber. Keep that. Looks good. Could dye it. Don't want to dye it. Why bother? Salt and pepper looks good. You just accept things, as they come. That's just my philosophy anyway. Hair loss comes, accept it. Shave your head, stop holding on to scraps. Can you grow a dope beard and it looks good? Go for it. Shape it up and own that shit, right? Kratos be jealous today. Did you know, Mad? If you had to do it all over again, one, what do you wish you knew? Well, I wish I knew all of this shit in my 20s. That would have been useful. I would have made a lot fewer mistakes and probably had a lot more money on my hands. But I'm okay. Number two, what would you do differently? What would I do differently? I don't think I'd get married. I honestly don't think I would have gotten married. I'd probably still have kids, but I don't think that I would have gotten married. So that's what I would have done differently. Looking forward to playing to win. Thoughts on Ada? Yeah, so if you don't know, I have a playing to win scheduled for this Thursday with the Cultivate Crypto guys. I'm going to be catching up on some predictions for the rest of the year, and they're also opening up their course. So if you've previously been sitting on the fence thinking about getting into crypto, you're going to want to watch Thursday's show. And I'm a fan of Ada. I don't know if the project's going to work, but I'm a fan because I'm a holder, big holder. And there's a lot of chatter right now about Ada, which to me is a good indicator that that thing's going to blow up. It's at like $1.60 right now, and I would not be surprised if it hits $10 by the end of the year. So keep an eye out. Let's see how well that statement ages. And last one before I start taking some questions. And guys that are like new into the waiting area, just hit a quick note in the private chat. Let me know what it is you want to talk about. General Veers, I was thinking about moving to Poland, looking for a quality woman. Good. See, there's the quality woman thing. Rollo's covered this 100 times. There's no good woman. There's no bad women. There's just women. Some are a little bit better than others. You want to fix your relationship with women. You want to fix the results you're getting with women. You don't go to Poland looking for a quality woman. You fix yourself. You fix how you deal with women. Because I can tell you right now, dude, if you're going to go to Poland with a shitty belief system, you're going to get shitty results. If you get shit, like if you can't get good results where you are right now, you think that the women are going to change that much? They're going to be that much better in another fucking country? Doesn't work that way, bro. Does not work that way. Chris is right. A good girl is just a bad girl who hasn't been caught yet. We have a whole bunch of fun sound bites there. All right, let's see what we got in private chat. Oh, Alex has something on the expansion of the pussification from the perspective of Islam. So let's add you in here. All right, what are you saying, Alex?
Hi, Rich. Nice to meet you, bro.
Good, man. Good. What can I do for you tonight?
First of all, I would like to give a bit of background. I'm currently doing PhD in computer science, and I'm originally from Pakistan. I'm a Muslim. So my experience so far in this entire pussification is that media is the biggest motivator in pussification of men, especially when you look into the music. Since I come from that India Pakistan continent, so we have a lot of influence from the Bollywood movies and all that kind of stuff. Bollywood is hell a lot of as you say, like the one-nitis pandemic over there. Like they try to doctrinate that ideology that
Bollywood's just the Indian version of Hollywood.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same with Hollywood. It's still very feminized.
Yeah, like you have to focus on one girl, and like every single guy or girl growing up, like I was crash and burn once, and then I learned this lesson that why I'm running away after this girl, like why, like with this concept of
okay, so let me just move you on to the question here, because I got a lot of guys in the waiting area. So let's just get me right to the meat and potatoes here. You wanted to expand on the points on pussification?
Yeah, like there's a natural defense mechanism against the man, that there's a natural vilification of men in the media and music generally. Like women have this predisposition that all men are evil, and they're not really ready to understand why men tend to be in a certain way. They want the men who are strong and alpha kind of men, but they don't understand. Like you were mentioning the combat sports guy, the military guys, like you cannot turn off that mindset and go into again that very beta kind of mindset. So yeah, I would say that. I have one question for you also.
Yeah,
like,
what's the question?
Say that again.
What's the question?
Yeah, what are your thoughts on child-free lifestyle? Like, do you encourage to someone have a child-free lifestyle if someone wants to? And another question, if you could answer.
Just the one. So what are my thoughts on a child-free lifestyle? I think you should do whatever the fuck you want. If you want to have 12 kids, have a dozen. You want to have none, have none. Get a vasectomy, do whatever you want, have a blast. I'm not saying to do it or don't do it. It's in our biology to scatter seed and have a bunch of kids, but very few men actually live that in, the real world. So it's only the highest value guys, the men on the top shelf, that are going to have the best experience fathering, the most children.
Okay.
So let me just clarify that a little bit further. I think that if you're going to have kids, make sure you're red-pilled, you're on your purpose, and you've got something going on. Because I see a lot of guys get destroyed in family court. And it's not to say that the rich, successful, chase excellence guys don't go through the divorce machine. But if you're going to have kids, do it from an educated perspective where you know exactly what it is that you're marching into. It's a big building, and it says slaughterhouse right at the top of it. And you walk into it, and there's a lot of dangerous and sharp shit in there that could really fuck you up as a guy. So if you're going to do it in the Western world, make sure you know exactly what you're doing before you march into that slaughterhouse. I'm not saying do it or don't do it. You do whatever you want. But what I'm saying is do it informed. All right.
Okay, I get it. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Okay. And I have a chapter in my book that talks about why smart men don't marry. Have you read my book?
I'm reading it right now.
Okay, yeah. When you get to that chapter, you'll understand exactly what I say, because I basically conclude with do whatever you want.
Cool. Thanks.
All right,
Thanks
Alex.
so much.
Thanks, man. All right. Let's see what we got here in the private chat. So, child-free life, married. Oh, we got a divorce question here from Jay. All right, let's see what Jay's got for us. What's up, buddy?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. So it says here, married with an infant son, wondering if divorce is the right path.
Yeah. So love the content. Great to be on the show. I learned too late. I didn't court long enough, and I'm sorry.
How old are you?
I'm 28.
So you're 28, and how old's your kid?
He's about a month old now.
Ooh, okay. And are you still with the mom?
I am, and that's the
Okay.
question. I've been thinking a lot about this we've been married now a year and a half. I've been thinking a lot about this lately. Since we got married, actually, you know, she's really great, and it's one of those things where she's so awesome, and she's always tries to be there. She's very supportive. She's a great asset to my life, but my life is a bit of a mess, and I've been just starting to try and put it together. And what I realize is that I need somebody who can challenge me, and I need like a partner, like an equal partner. Does that make sense?
Whoa. Okay, hold on a second, because now you're talking feminism.
Okay.
There's no equal partnerships in men and women's relationships if you follow the red pill. They're very different. So let me just stop you right there. So you said she's wonderful, she supports you, blah blah blah. So why do you want to untie the knot?
Well, two primary reasons. The first is that it's really difficult just to have an intelligent conversation with her. She's well-meaning, but I feel like I've married down when it comes to intelligence. It's
okay.
It's like, and I've tried. I really have, but
okay. So you want a chick that's going to challenge you?
Yeah. Well, at least help me see things that I don't see. Like I feel like I'm the smartest person in the room all the time.
Okay, well, you're probably going to feel that way with women pretty much for the rest of your life.
Oh, geez, I hope not. Yeah.
No. And that's totally fine, dude. I don't see, whenever I hear guys that start talking about stuff like, you know, I just want an equal partner and I just want somebody that challenges me sort of thing. That's feminist bullshit. That's what they've been cramming down our throats for like decades. You know, I can go back in the memory banks and it's like, you know, the Huxtables, you know, the Cosby Show. Equal partnership. They're both doctors, except for who gets treated like shit in that TV show? Bill Cosby.
It's always the man. Yeah.
Right. He's always a bumbling idiot. Right. So whenever I think like, you know, equal partnership and, you know, I want somebody to challenge, like, do you really want to come home after chasing excellence all day, putting your dent in the universe, doing big shit, to have some fucking bitch in your house, like lecture you about something not going the right way? Maybe you put the, you know, your dark shoes, your dark socks in the white hamper, right?
Yeah, I'm more likely to actually tell her to do that, actually, than she is to tell me.
But I mean, like, what's wrong exactly with this marriage? Like, are you not attracted to this woman?
Yeah. So there's also that. There's like, I'm physically, she's also not entirely there either. Like, she's cute and all, but it's it's both the physical attraction that's kind of and then it's also the intelligence, because I'm not looking to contend with anybody. So let me clarify that. I'm not looking to contend. I'm looking for somebody who will help me problem solve. So if I have a problem that I'm having to...
No, women don't solve men's problems. Men solve men's problems. If you need a board of advisors, like if you need, you know, to run something up the flagpole to see if everybody's going to salute it sort of thing, then do that with your, you know, with your boys. Like, do you have brothers? Do you have close friends?
I have a brother. I've been pretty loner though for a long time.
All right. Well, don't rely on women to help you solve problems, because you're not going to be solving your problems. You're going to be solving her problems. Whatever the solution is, it's going to be presented will solve her needs, not yours.
Yeah. Interesting.
Men solve problems for everybody. Women solve problems for themselves. Have you read my book?
No, I read the sample.
You must read
earlier.
my book.
Yes, I read the sample earlier today, and I saw on Kindle that that you narrated it, right?
So, on the Audible version. But what I was going to say is that they tell men and women very, very different things when it comes to making choices. And they tell men, do what's right. But they tell women, you do what's right for you, girl. Okay. You don't need her to help you solve problems. You need to learn how to solve your own problems and be confident in the problems that you need to solve. This isn't a marriage problem. This is a you problem, Jay.
Yeah. And so
you're expecting your wife to do everything that the feminist narrative has told you that you should expect her to do. And like the child's small. I'm assuming that she's taking care of the child while you're working, right?
Yeah.
So you bring home the bacon and let her cook it up. Make sure she cooks it up nice and fucking tasty, right? And as far as the attraction things goes, okay, look, women throw on some weight when they get pregnant, but hey, it's not acceptable to carry that shit around for the rest of your life. Let's fix that, right? You figure out how it is that you want to communicate that, but your best way to deliver that is for you to lead the example by being the Giga Chad,
Yeah.
How tall are you?
I'm about 5'7".
What do you weigh?
Like 190.
Okay, so you got a little bit of weight to lose, right?
That's right. Yeah.
So, lead the household and show her what strong masculine virtues look like.
Good advice. It's good advice.
I'm not saying that you need to stay married to her. I'm not saying that you need to leave her. But what I'm saying is what I'm hearing here is there's a lot of shit that you got to work on for yourself, because if you leave this marriage, you're going to run into a similar set of problems with another chick. And guess what? You're going to be a single dad with a small child in tow. Is it a boy or a girl?
It's a boy.
Okay. You're going to be a single dad with a small, child in tow. You're not exactly high on the totem pole of, the dating marketplace as a guy with a small child. The thing that I always found, funny about women is women can have 3 kids from 3 different fathers and still not want to date a single dad with 1 kid.
That's
right?
something.
So I would start working on the you issues, right?
Yeah.
And if you want to talk a little bit more in the future, call back in a future show, but read my book, read some more of my recommended work. Okay.
Yeah.
Work on yourself, because even if you are going to leave the marriage, you're going to want to hit the ground running. You're going to want to prepare for the divorce, because it's not exactly friendly to fathers either, right?
Yeah. So to summarize, so I understand, don't even think about leaving the marriage yet. Just focus on the things that I can control, like that I need to fix right now. Hitting the gym, starting to chase excellence, building.
How is it that you came across my channel, by the way?
I saw one of your videos like long time ago, the video about what women to avoid, or like the test. I dated girls and I did the key test because I had an old Isuzu that it still worked on, right?
Okay.
Most of them failed miserably. But the last couple of days, I think I saw something pop up and I clicked it, and I've just been consuming a lot of your stuff.
Okay.
And I know I need to fix a lot of things in my life already, but this is one of those.
I can tell from your starting point that you're approaching your life, your relationships, and the expectations that you have with women are broken. And my book basically talks about that. Like, my book itself deals with broken belief systems and lies we've been told as men that we've subscribed to, that we take hook, line, and sinker. And I was one of them. I could get a T-shirt that says, "Hey, I was that guy." But like, you've got to unplug from a lot of those lies, and that's basically the reason why I titled the book "The Unplugged Alpha," because you're unplugging from all those bullshit lies, right? And that will help you level up. Start there, and then call back in. I do the show every Monday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. So call back in whenever you want. We'll talk again in the future, but start with that.
Sounds good. I appreciate it, Rich. Take care.
All right, Jay. See you, man. Chris thinks I'm too easy on him. Maybe I was. Let me catch up with these super chats here. Poland, we dealt with Poland. Rumblefish, lift weights to failure and schedule 17 hours of productivity every day. You won't be able to go fucking fast. Everything doesn't matter. Buy Unplugged Alpha today. Yes, sir. I think that you were one of the first guys to actually review my book, if I'm not mistaken. So there it is. It's on Amazon. Pick it up. It'll change your life, especially if you've been getting shitty results out of life lately. I had a guy that wrote a review of the book, and he basically said, We're at the point where essentially like a $10 Kindle book. I mean, you can buy it for less than $10 on Kindle. It's a little bit more print and audible, like $13 or something like that. But a $13 book, he said, was better than a 4-year college education. That's the point that we're at. The school system is that fucking broken and lies to guys that much that a $13 book is better than a 4-year education. By the way, you can read that book in a day. It's not long. It's only 200 pages. Okay, I got that one. All right, we're all caught up. So private chat, let me know what you guys got for me, and I will pull you in. Marry professional. You mentioned marry. Okay, let's talk about marrying. Alex had a question about marrying at level or beyond level. All right. Alex, what's up, buddy? Alex, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
I'm not hearing you, dude. Do you have some volume for me?
Can you hear me now?
No, audio's not good. So I'm going to skip Alex. If you can fix your audio, let me know in the chat. Andrew C. wondering why a lot of young men. Okay, Andrew, you got a question about why young men today are that much different from past generations? Can you just explain?
Yeah, so excuse me. I've noticed, like, I'm 22 myself. I noticed that my parents' generation, and then I noticed the ones after them, like my uncle's in his 40s, probably around your age, and then my generation. I've noticed that the older guys seem to have a better mind frame, better view on life. But then you look at the guys today, like my age, and they're all very weak and pussified.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering what your take is on why this may happen. Besides the points you list, do you think that there's other factors that...
It's everything, dude. It's like everything. Like I could probably carry a camera around for 24 hours and I could film everything that I would come across that pussifies the Western male. Everything from advertisement to media to government to this fucking like vaccine shit with the masks and all that. Like 98% of people that get the beer bug survive, no problem. But let's lock down everything for 2 years and make everybody wear masks. Like the pussification is real, and it's been going on for a long, long time. And they just keep adding more shit to the toolkit that they can use on society to make it more compliant and weak. I was talking to the guy that does the Krav Maga instruction at my dojo the other day, and he was talking about, because dude's like 57 and there's no way that I could take him down at all. Like if I were to try to choke him out, he would just go like this and break it because he's got no neck, right? Like, yeah, this guy's a fucking weapon. And he sees it himself. He's like, they want you weak. You can only control weak people. You can't control strong people. You can only control the weak.
I've noticed that with myself, like as I've
they keep feeding you all this information that keeps you weak and compliant and sucking on, the government teat. They've got all these social programs which keeps people poor, and they keep voting for more of this stuff, which keeps them poor with more free money, and it taxes more of the rich. So it's like the entire way that society is built right now, it doesn't encourage rich people to chase excellence because of taxation. It doesn't encourage poor people to get up off their asses and make something out of themselves if they get, if they keep getting free money, right?
And do you think that this would ever improve? Like, I know myself, I see very little.
You can improve yourself. Forget about the world.
Yeah.
Dude, one of the most popular questions I get from guys is like, how do you change this? Like, how do you make this better? I got an email from a guy earlier today with this long essay. I think I might do a video on it and read it, but it's basically signed at the end, regards a man that misses women. Right.
Oh God.
And he's not a MGTOW, he's not an MRA, but he's got this big solution on how to solve all the problems in the world, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, stop worrying about the world around you and worry about yourself.
You're right. No, you're right. Yeah.
Track your own testosterone levels every year. I bet most of you guys out there right now have no idea what your testosterone numbers are. You have no idea what your estrogen levels are. You have no idea if your vitamin D is sufficient or not. You have no idea about any of those things, I bet. right? Those are the things that you can control and track yourself, you know, and you can improve those. If you're an older guy, you can get on TRT. If you're a younger guy, pick up heavy shit, put it down, develop a masculine, you know, physique. Your balls work perfectly in your 20s. Get all the free tea that you want from that.
Yeah.
Right. It's like, you know, forget about everybody else and work on improving yourself so that you're in a position where you basically have FU money.
Yeah. No, I see what you mean. Yeah.
And you don't care about them. Like,
yeah.
let it burn. Like you just sit back and you're like, fuck it, let it burn. While you're on your silent yacht in the Caribbean, getting all
Just
your free energy
away
from the sun, cruising around.
Yeah.
Okay. You got ladies on the boat. You got one important lady, maybe a bunch of them. I don't know. Whatever the hell it is you want to do, you just go and do you and let the whole fucking thing burn. Stop worrying about everything else out there and focus on yourself and do you.
I'm not gonna lie. I think as a younger guy, I think it's a little bit harder, and I know that's no excuse, obviously, but I think it's a little bit harder to navigate.
No, I get it, man, because you've been told all your life, you know, we have to go fix things. We have to, like, they've been telling men for ages, you do what's right. What do they tell the girls? You do what's right for you.
Yeah.
You do what's right for you.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
So stop worrying about fulfilling all of their prophecies and being a little pawn in the chessboard for them. Don't break the law. You know, if you don't like, you know, where you live, move. But, you know, put yourself first. You know, build something out of yourself, obviously, right?
Yeah. I think I need to read your book a second time then. Yeah. Maybe to re-clarify things.
Read it again, man.
Yeah.
Also, if you haven't read Jack Donovan's stuff, read his books as well, because he talks about tribalism, masculinity. He doesn't specifically use the terms mental point of origin, but a lot of what he talks about is this empire of nothing. Like, we have this big fucking world with infrastructure and highways and airports and electric cars and gas cars and diesel cars and, you know, all this fucking shit out there that we're supposed to be all proud of, but realistically it's an empire of nothing.
It's true. What
does it stand for?
If I look up his books, like, is it just a whole slew of books, or is there one specific that you'd recommend?
If you go to the top pinned comment on any of my main videos, so not on the shorts, there's an Amazon recommended reading list. Just click that and you'll see all the books that I recommend there, and whichever ones I'd suggest reading, they're in there for Jack Donovan's repertoire.
Okay, perfect. I appreciate the insight. It helps a lot.
You got it, bro. See ya.
Thanks a lot.
All right. Devin Keltz with a super chat says, joined a jiu-jitsu gym, got whooped for hours. It has awakened something primal in me. Your advice in starting martial arts is spot on. Yes, somebody that's listening to me. Very good, son. Jack Donovan's The Way of Men, Becoming a Barbarian. There's a couple I haven't read. Sky Without Eagles, and he's also got a brand new one that just came out, Fire in the Dark or something like that. But The Way of Men and Becoming a Barbarian should be recommended reading for all men. Some guys out there don't like his stuff. They don't like his lifestyle. I don't give a fuck. It's good fucking literature. Pay attention to it. Has your advice spot on? Let's get this one over here. Spoke to a liberal girl that I was looking to start doing martial arts. She told me straight up it was incredibly attractive in a guy. Take notes. Liberal, conservative, a girl. If she's a girl, if she's a woman, she's going to like you to be lethal. Yes. Women want a civilized man that can be lethal. That's what they like. All right, let's go back to these questions here. Oh, we got Ivan who's asking about a single mom. Oh yeah, you're up, buddy. You're up. Here we go.
Hey, how are you, Richard? Can you hear me?
Yeah, well, since I'm the single mom expert, what's your question for me?
Okay, so I read your book. Well, actually, I listened to your book.
Good.
You have mentioned several times, and also the Red Pill coach mentioned, like, never did a single mom.
Yeah.
So I was LTR, sex is amazing, but obviously you have so much stuff to lose, and economically speaking, drama, everything, all that BS. So then, also in your, I think I have here with the people, never date someone over 30 with no kids because they're gonna have baby rabies. So then, what is my option if I'm 35?
That's not what I've said. You can date a woman over 30 with no kids. What's wrong with that?
Right? Yeah, because that's what I was thinking.
It's not to say she's not going to want kids, but if you don't want kids and you're dating and she's like, hey, I'm 33, Ivan. I think I'd like to have some babies before I get too old. What do you think? Let's have some. And you're like, nope, not having kids. You decide what what it is that you want to do. I'm not having kids. I don't want to have any more kids. I don't want to have kids. I'm just not interested. So if you want to keep, chilling, let's do this. If you need to go run off and find some beta pleb, orbiter to knock you up and pay for your lifestyle, go for it. That's the problem with baby rabies is it's like she's not really digging your vibe. What she's digging is the idea of having kids, and she's just looking for a guy with reasonably good genes that can facilitate that lifestyle. So he's got the economic resources to pay for it because she's going to want them to be taken care of and go to the school system. And why wouldn't she? Right?
Yes.
So there's nothing wrong with women without kids that are 30. Fine, date them, but date younger if you can.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. Because when I was with this lady with the LTR, I noticed the same thing. It's like,
how old are you, Ivan?
37.
You're 37. Okay, well, you look good for your age. I mean, I was going to pin you in your early 30s. So you could probably get away with dating women that are under 27. I mean, like, you don't look that old. I don't know if you're in shape or not. It's hard to tell from this camera angle, but, if you're physically strong and you look masculine, you shouldn't have a problem whatsoever.
Yeah, I'm going to the gym every single day from now on. I mean, I've recently moved to biotechnology, so I'm going to start with a new company developing vitamins and everything. So that's promising.
Okay.
And
you make some pretty good money doing that?
So far, it's going to be barely 60,000 per year.
Okay, so it's more of a starting range. Then do you have any kids?
I have 2, but I'm about to get out of child support in 2 years completely. And my child support is really cheap. It's $200 a month.
Okay. So, I mean, you don't want to have any more kids. You're making 60 grand.
No, I don't.
Yeah, you got the mental point of origin part to like knock out of the park now, right? This is all about you. So don't let any woman, get in between you and your goals, right? Hey, she wants to slide in there and be like, hey, I think I'd like to have a couple kids. You look good. Let's go do this because I'm 37 as well, and I only have a few more years of child making time. It's like, nope, I got that out of the way. I don't need to do that again.
You nailed it to every single word. That's what the single mom told me. I'm 35. I just have 5 more years to have another kid and a husband. And I was like, I'm not interested in none of that. Thank you so much for your help.
Yeah. So if that's what they want, let them do that. But it's not to say like you can't spin them as a plate. If you want to date her, you want to spin her as a plate. And, if she doesn't like you or she's expecting more out of the relationship at some point, okay, I'll see you later. It was nice knowing you. I'm good. I mean, you've got your phone with other women, in it. So you've got options. You don't care. It's only the guys that like have no options that end up screwing themselves over and they go and chase these women down and like, okay, fine, I'll have children with you. And they go and knock them up and they go fuck up their lives because she leaves and 5 to 7 years later and takes half his shit.
Exactly. And that's why I was playing defense, because as soon as she was telling me, I want you to be more interactive with my kids, they see you as a father figure, I was like, fuck that. I have heard that before and that's a nightmare. So thank you so much.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Richard.
I'm happy to date you. I'm not interested in, raising your children. Don't they have a father? Why isn't he doing that?
No, and there was two parents in the picture, and I was like, that's more complicated, and I don't want to be fighting anyone.
Date younger, date under 27, 28 if you can.
Yeah, right. Okay, thank you so much, Richard.
But at 37, see, here's the thing that you got to understand. Before we go, women are totally fine to date a broke guy at 20, 23, 25. If he's got a plan. If he's an alpha looking dude, if he's broke as a joke, doesn't have a pot to piss in or a window to throw it out of, they're totally fine with that. They've got the patience because he's got a plan. The problem is the older you get as a guy, you've got to have something to show for yourself. They don't care if you're, I don't know if it's 37, 40, 45, 50. Okay. But as you get up there, they don't care because women don't care about your struggles. What do? They hang out at the finish line and they bang.
Finish line.
Right. Exactly. So you've got to be the guy that is at the finish line. And I hate to tell you, bro, but 60 grand a year, it doesn't really cut it in North America.
Yeah. No, you're absolutely right. I mean, that's why I'm trying to work like, as Aaron Clary says, I have my savings and everything.
Right. But I mean, that's not to get the girls. Like, that's for you. That's so you have the option so that the girls that you get aren't single moms. Because the reason why you're getting a lot of single moms is because it's low-hanging fruit. It's easy to get, right? Like the higher value women, the more beautiful one, like the more feminine without children in tow, you'll have access to them when you move up the totem pole a little bit higher. So put yourself first, okay, bro?
Perfect. Thank you so
All
much
right.
for your
See you, man.
advice.
All right. I got my boy Coach Kareem here in the back, so I'm going to put you up right now and see what you got going on, man. How you doing?
Hi, how you doing, Rich?
Doing good. What's shaking, man? Haven't talked to you in a while.
Yeah. We're doing good. We're doing really good. We're starting like a new website here. There's a project for a book in Arabic. Like we have a lot are going on here.
You're working on it.
Yeah.
What can I do for you tonight, man?
Yeah, I have something that I have to say about like things make men weak.
Yes.
Because I got it like 2 hours ago. I was in a consulting session with one of the guys here in the Middle East, and I face that a lot. There's a lot of guys, they think that woman is so valuable that they're having a problem leaving them.
Mhm.
So that's faced me a lot. I'm continuously asking them, why you think she's so valuable?
Mhm.
Like, as Coach Red Pill says, there's always someone better around the corner.
Mhm.
Just go ahead, like keep progressing. Like, go ahead, you will find someone better. That's facing me a lot. I don't know if you face that a lot.
It's a scarcity mindset. Almost all guys have it, especially if they have one-itis for women. So the pussification isn't just limited to the Western male. I more specifically talk about Western male because because that's where I live. But dude, I've talked to a lot of guys in India, in the Middle East, who just let these women run their lives, man. They now usually live in places like I talked to a guy last week in France, and I think he found me because we did that interview together on your channel. So he was one of your followers, but he booked me to talk to me about what was going on in his relationship. And it's like, I can't believe, it's not that I can't believe, I believe it because I see it, but it's like, it just keeps happening with all cultures. Okay. It's not just unique to Western cultures. Like it happens in all cultures. Men let women run them. They think that like women are not replaceable, that, they're a scarce commodity. That's like, dude, you don't get it. Beautiful women are everywhere. Just go to fucking Instagram and type in fitness model and you'll get a million results. High value men that are putting a dent in the universe, that make bank, that are competent, that are physically strong, that are able to solve problems. Like all of those things are rare.
Definitely. Beauty is very common, guys. You have to believe in that deep down in your soul. Beauty is very common. Look around you. Come on, go to any mall.
Every day there's another woman turning 20 years old. Every day there's another woman. There's thousands, tens of thousands of women turning 20 years old.
Definitely. Can't agree more.
You know what I'm saying? Anyway, it's good to see you, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, we'll catch up with you later. Peace. All right, let's see what we got here in the private chat for some more questions. What about one-itis? We got a guy with one-itis. Start in life with your first credit card. Okay. Just want to make sure I got as many of the guys. Sterling, where's your question? Sterling, did you drop something in the private chat so I know what it is you wanted to talk about? There it is. Oh yeah, okay. You got a question about debt. Starting life, first credit card. What's your question?
Yes, sir. What's up, Mr. C? How you doing?
Yeah, I'm good. Thank you.
So, no, it's just this question. I feel like you're an expert at it because you're a businessman in the debt relief industry, as I understand it, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What's your question, bro?
So,
did it for 25 years.
Yeah. Good. So, I don't want any debt. The title is 6 Big Things That Pussify Men. I feel like, in my opinion, a lot of debt, whether it be student loan debt or credit card debt, even if you want to be one of those guys who just ignores it and, doesn't pay it off. In my opinion, I feel like that there's still that monkey on your back. Like you owe money. You owe money. I feel like that does something.
Do you have any debt right now?
No. I don't want
So
any.
What's your concern?
Getting my first credit card. I've heard that I need a credit score to get my first apartment, You know, I'm 18. I have yet to get my first apartment.
Okay. Got it.
Cell phone plan, right? I mean, is that true?
Yeah. So go and get yourself a no annual fee rewards-based credit card. So figure out what rewards you like. I mean, at 18, like the thing with the whole reward system is you don't really accumulate points to have like anything useful unless you're spending like $10,000-$15,000 a month. I mean, if you want to take a flight down to the Caribbean and bring down like, I don't know, your girlfriend or something like that, or if, like I use points to bring down my entire family at one point, and we were spending probably 10 or 15, maybe $20,000 a month on advertising, Google ads, YouTube ads, like that kind of shit. So like that's when points start to rack up. So I wouldn't worry about rewards that much, but no annual fee and do not carry a balance. Credit cards are very simple, dude. It's like get the credit card, buy some shit on it, collect your points, fly around the world for free, pay it off, you know, on the due date in full, never carry a balance. Like if you follow those rules, you'll be fine. The other thing is never charge more than 50% of the limit. So if your limit on the card is 10 grand, you never charge more than $5,000 on it. Because the closer you get to the limit, the more likely you are to trigger something in the financial institution's algorithm that's going to make you a risk factor, right? Because they're not, because you're not liable to pay anything charged over and above the limit, because that's your limit. So if you charge up like $11,000 on a $10,000 card, technically you don't need to pay the extra $1,000. And statistically speaking, the closer you get to the limit, the higher the probability of you not paying, carrying a balance, and paying interest. So those things are really the only things that you need to know. But that's it, man. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. All right. Sounds good.
All right. You got it, man. See ya. All right. Let's see what we got here in the privates. I got a super chat here from Josh. Just a little token donation. Thank you. Private chat here. All right. Got Esteban asking about oneitis. That was for the longest time. Oh, we got a guy that was in a monogamous relationship for 5 years in his 20s. All right, Esteban, I hope you got audio, man. You ready to go?
I am.
How you doing? Okay.
Hey.
So what's your question, brother?
So, you know, I've been, like for 5 years, you know, with this girl, and I basically lost my virginity to her, and like she, like her to me, and like we're like exclusive for the longest time.
Yep.
And at the same time, I felt like, you know, like unmotivated, like to look for my destiny, like to work further, like to learn more things, like even to get stronger. Because I was like, I already have this girl, you know, I have that, like that part of my life fixed. But, you know, I never expected her to completely end it, because I was like.
So you got lazy in the relationship is what you're saying.
Yeah. And I like.
Pretty common for guys. Like that's the number one reason why guys get divorced is they go get married because they think they're going to get exclusive access to reliable, enthusiastic sex on a frequent basis. And they think that just having the job is good enough. You know, that was good enough when my grandparents came back, you know, from the war sort of thing. You know, that was good enough. You just had to have a job at the factory and, you know, do your job every day and come home and kiss your wife and play with your kids. And you got the white picket fence and the house has got the mortgage and the car and all that kind of shit. That was enough back then. Man. That's not enough today.
That's like
women hang out at the finish line and they bang the winners. So if you're getting lazy in the relationship, don't be surprised if she goes back to the finish line to see who's over there.
Holy shit. I thought I had already won, you know?
No, so, dude, there's no relaxing in life as a guy. Okay. You can't relax as a guy. There's always work that has to be done. There's something of use. Like, I think it was Chris Rock or I don't know. It was one of the Chris's in their stand-up comedy, but they said like, you know, only women, children, and dogs are loved unconditionally. Men are only loved under the condition that they do something useful. Women can relax. They can pop out a couple kids, blimp out to 350 pounds, sit around watching, soap operas all day. Doesn't matter. That will happen. Guys will tolerate that a lot of the times. But you flip the tables, women don't have patience for lazy guys.
Crap. Right.
Did you have another question,
yeah,
or was that just like more of a share?
Yeah, kind of like a share, man. And like what would you do like if you were like really heartbroken and like you were pussified and you're like, I want to be a man, And,
oh, okay. I
want to speak.
I have the solution for you, dude. I just fucking told you
read your
about this
book
before the show started. You read my book, right? Okay. So there's a song by CeeLo Green called "Fuck You." So go listen to his song on replay until you're singing the lyrics in your sleep, basically. Then read my book several times over, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times, whatever, and then start doing the work. That's your formula for success. 3 steps. That's it.
Fuck, dude.
Listen to that song, read my book several times, and then start doing the damn work. All right?
Right. Thank you.
Okay, man.
Thank you a lot, dude.
Peace. All right. I was heartbroken off her. I don't know why she left me. Well, it won't happen again, right? Alex K, 26 years old, 140,000 a year, working as a nurse in California, 3-day work week. Want to start a business on the side. Is it worth starting a business in Cali? Well, the tax system in California is like just as bad as it is in Canada. It's okay. Being honest, it's probably not quite as bad as it is here, but it's pretty bad. At least you have warmer weather. But if you start up some kind of a business that allows you to work location independent of California, you can always quit your job. You can relocate. You can decide what you want to do from there. But at 26, dude, you got a lot of runway. Making 140 grand at 26, even if you live in an expensive city like LA, is decent. It's probably not enough though. But it's it's a good, decent start. So yeah, start it up, man. Just make sure it's a location independent business, because you're asking, is it worth starting the business in California? Forget about the notion of, is it worth starting the business here? Just ask the question, is it worth starting the business? Is it a business I can pick up and move somewhere? Is it location independent? Because if it doesn't need to be there, you can move and go whenever you feel like it. That's what you want. That's what freedom is. You want anti-fragility in your sources of revenue and income. Most people don't get that. They don't understand the concept and the value that has. They're just too stupid. They don't understand. Okay, let's go back to the private chat. What do we got here? I think I have time for one more quick one. One more quick one. Let's see, Alex. I see you've been waiting here. No, I already had John, Alex. I got to find somebody new here. Oh, okay. Let's do Dan. He's got a question about my favorite TV shows. Dan the man. What's up, Dan?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah. So your question is curious about masculine films, TV shows here.
Yeah. I was curious what your favorite pieces of media were, since there's so much shit out there, like you said.
Are you talking about fiction or nonfiction? You're talking about like
entertainment? Either one's fine.
If you're talking about entertainment, I'm gonna go with stand-up comedies.
Okay.
Some of the greats out there, of course, you should know who they are. But for me, like, I like watching TV series. I'll get into stuff. What was really good that I enjoyed was Vikings. It got so good through that series. Even The Kingdom, which is kind of like similar to Vikings, except for it's filmed mostly in England.
Okay.
But anything that portrays men in strong, conventional, masculine roles. Like, there's a scene in Vikings where Ragnar basically had a fling with this chick in some town that he had to go to, and she shows up at the village with his baby, and he's already married. He's already got a child, but his wife keeps having miscarriages.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I wasn't expecting you to show up. His wife is, of course, pissed off because she shows up with his kid. And he's like, well, she's not going anywhere. She's got my kid. She's making babies, so I'm going to make some more with her. So let's just stay together as a throuple, sort of thing. So, like, there's no apologies, right? It's like,
right.
Mental point of origin sort of stuff, masculine virtues, like, strength, courage, mastery, honor, like stuff like that. And if I start watching something that looks like it's horseshit, or it starts to give me like the feminized sort of vibes, I'll just turn it off. I'll just move on to something else.
Yeah. I've heard good things about the show Yellowstone.
Yellowstone's good too. I really like Kevin Costner in that. He's
Okay.
He's a great actor, and he plays an amazing character. There's also a lot of masculine virtues in that show as well, right? Like there's no fucking around. You know,
Yeah.
there's a lot of respect shown. It's good, very good. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you.
All right, man, you got it. So I think on that note, we've done 90 minutes. I like to keep these shows tight. So sorry to those of you that are in the waiting area. You're free to come back any Monday night. Show starts at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard. I stand on a soapbox for about 20 to 30 minutes and then start taking some call-ins. So you guys got call-ins for me, you got a question, you want to dive a little deeper down a rabbit hole on a chapter of my book and get some clarity on something. Or if you have a better solution to something I've already addressed, let's go. Hop on and let's see what you got. Hit like button, comment below. Before I go real quick, I got a shout out to the channel sponsor. I talked about it a little bit earlier. Boom. You can go to coopersoap.com to get this stuff over my shoulder. I'm not going to cover it in too much depth again, but check it out. I mean, you guys are showering anyway. You might as well grab something that helps create content like this on YouTube. That's what Scott's all about. He's like, went through divorce, created my soap company out of the divorce, and I want to support masculine content. That's why he's here. That's it. We done. If you guys are in my community, I'm going to meet you in the Zoom conference call in about 5-10 minutes for the business tier. In the pinned top comment, if you guys are interested in grabbing things like my book, joining my community, booking me for coaching, all the links will be there in just one moment as soon as I get off the airtime. See you guys later. Peace out.